Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationships, and I'm your host, Franca. On today's show, we decided to continue from where we stopped yesterday because we had a lot of people calling in and sending messages to say, oh, they had things to share. So we thought to discuss, but with Tommy and someone else, so we have a different view from what we had yesterday. Please note that you can share your story with us via our WhatsApp line 081 9038 4663, or you can call in. I would actually appreciate if you call in to join on the conversation, not send messages after the show. So please, you can call in while we're having this conversation so you can be part of the conversation and ask whatever questions you want to ask. So you can call us on 070 2500 7749 or 070 1424 2420. Discussing this today with me is Tommy Akinbobola and Lillian Alidu. We've had you on the show before, right? Yes. And in fact, you came all the way from Cotonou for this particular episode. So that's really very nice of you. Did you watch the show yesterday?
No, I missed it.
Okay. So we had like a heated, not really heated, as in everybody was passionate about the conversation. We're discussing navigating conflicts in relationship and how do parents fight fair. That's what we had. That's the conversation we had yesterday. And, we had people. I had a personal experience with certain children yesterday. Tommy had something to say. Sheyi had something to say. Ginika was on the show too. And Ginika also had a few things to share. So we had people call in to say, they share their story and they need us to, share more light on certain things, which was why you came in as a counselor as well. So please, should we go on the break or let's quickly run on the break, and when we come back, we'll go dive straight into the conversation.
Heartlines would be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes!
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future.
Yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
So Lillian, we'll start with you because you were not here yesterday. And so I want to know what your thoughts are about conflict in relationships. How should parents resolve conflicts in their relationship so that it doesn't have adverse effect on the children or lead to divorce and all that. What are your thoughts?
First thing, conflicts they are normal, and it's not a taboo. I think it's how they are being handled. It's either healthy or not healthy. So putting kids in this, when parents have conflicts, it's best they resolve it within themselves. But when it escalates and kids are maybe seeing it, it's nice they still go back, settle, but make the kids understand that it is normal that mommy and daddy have these conversations or we have our differences. It's normal. Because if they don't go back, maybe when the kids see these things and they don't go back to say what you saw, maybe because it depends, maybe they overreacted, one person said something they shouldn't have said. When they go back and tell these kids that it's normal, don't feel bad. Don't think I hate your mommy, or don't think I hate your daddy. Once in a while we have this kind of heated argument. It helps the children to understand how to also resolve conflicts within themselves as siblings, or when they are out with their friends. They see it and they don't shy, they don't run away from conflict. There are some kids that they've never seen their parents quarrel, they've never seen their parents fight. So when they are out there and people are saying things, they withdraw because they don't know how to react. But if they've seen it, I'm not saying it's healthy to fight in front of your kids, but if they've seen it as it's a normal thing, we disagree to agree, I think it helps them mentally to know how to confront things outside, to know that my friend or my sister can disagree with me, but we are not fighting. She's not my enemy. She just has a different opinion on this topic. So it works both ways. It might be healthy, and it depends on how the parents handle it. So if I can go further, that's where boundaries comes in. As parents should know where to draw the line, and it starts from the beginning. Let's draw these boundaries. I'll tell you, when we are fighting, please don't shout at me. Please don't insult me. It sounds like it's nothing, but once someone tells you you're very stupid today, tomorrow they will tell you are foolish. And if you don't draw the boundaries to say, I don't want this, and as long as we are married, we have kids, don't use those kind of words. So once parents can also have this kind of boundaries set from the onset, even when they have misunderstanding in the car with their kids, they know words that they shouldn't use.
Different perspective,
but guess what? I would not. So I don't think, like you said, so like everything has a positive and a negative reaction, and it depends on how the person who is seen, or depends on the person who is there, how the person perceives or takes whatever the person has seen. Like I had a conversation with somebody and she said 2 people can be in the same room, but your view of that, if your view from that room is completely different from my view, because you're seeing whatever you're seeing from a particular window. Why the other person in the same room is seeing it from a different angle, window. Why I say this is, you could explain to the children, you have 2 kids. One person understands what you need the child to understand. The other child doesn't understand. He thinks he understands, but the meaning he has gotten from what you have explained is completely different. True. It happens. So we should be mindful of what we do in front of kids. How we explain things to them is also very important. You see why I said parents should be very intentional about parenting. We don't know how deep parenting can be. You think you're doing it right, but trust me, just one little thing, it's all gone wrong, all gone bad. But again, Lillian, we are not even speaking from actually fighting in front of children. We're saying when you have conflicts as husband and wife at home, you don't have to, your kids might not even know you're going through anything. But how do you handle it? How do you navigate conflicts so that it doesn't deteriorate to the point where you now have to start fighting?
Or finally walk out.
Walk out. Okay. And then if you have to walk out, how can you walk? How can you fight fair? That it doesn't get dirty. Because the truth is, on a scale of 1 to 10 with divorces, I think maybe just 3 or 4%, 3 or 4 okay, let me not say 3 or 4. On a scale of 100, or it's okay, so if you're checking like in hundreds, the percentage of partners that part ways and still friends, maybe like 20 or 30.
Are you joking? 10 or 5.
I'm just even giving good figures,
But
trust me, 80% of partners who part ways are enemies.
And not just enemies. Toxic
enemies. And I still don't understand how someone can. So honestly, everything I say on the show, that's why I take a bit of time to think, because I'm actually processing these things, and I'm putting myself in that shoe, and I'm asking myself, if for any reason I have to part ways with my husband, or I have to divorce, will it be so bad that we can't speak?
Depends on how or what must have inspired or happened.
But guess what? No, that's not what it is. That's why I tell people that for everything you do, just remember that something made you get married. And then there are people connected to you. It's not just you, like what she said. So for that singular reason, no matter how hot you are, you want to play fair. You want to be reasonable.
You might want to be reasonable. Yeah. What about the other party?
You don't get what I'm saying.
You might want to be reasonable.
But Shay, do you know? Tommy, do you know? Have learned that you don't let other people determine how you would react.
They play. See,
Tommy, trust me.
Okay.
Trust me, Tommy. There's a point you will get to on self-development and self-awareness.
Tell me.
I'm telling you that no matter what anybody does to you, Tommy, you're going to be Tommy.
Well, true.
Because you're determined to be that person. You have worked so hard that you're not going to let one person take you back to where you're coming from. Do you understand? Yeah. You're just going to see when somebody is not important to you, Tommy, they shouldn't stress. They shouldn't even make you feel shift. Do you understand? So when the person is doing what they are doing, you're like, okay, you're telling yourself, should I really get angry? Should I get all worked up because of this?
But then the moment you're not even getting all worked up, you're just being you. You know, it's another problem too.
Yes. Good. But guess what? That is when you know you have gotten to the point where you're in control of your emotions. And trust me, the minute you get to that point, Tommy, nothing. If the person make the house they fall, you're going to be calm. You're thinking. You're calculating. You're saying, I don't need to say anything. And that's where you find out that all the while you have been getting angry was very unnecessary.
No result.
I'm telling you.
Well,
and when you get to that, sorry?
Franca, that depends on the other person.
You don't get it. I'm telling you, Lillian, there's nothing you do to me now as I sit here. If I have said Lillian is not going to get me worked up, you can't get me worked up.
But what if what I'm doing affects the children?
You don't get it. I will look for a way around it.
And this is you wanting to look for a way.
That's why
the other party.
You don't
I get where you're coming from.
Right.
The other party.
You told me you don't get it.
You don't get
no,
it. The other
no
party.
No matter what the other... See, you don't get it.
The receiving party might not...
I have seen people... See, you guys are already parting ways. And guess what? You can take your decisions. 2 things. So at that point, when you have gotten to that point, you know what? Should I stress myself with this guy? And guess what? Even if the guy is being difficult or the lady is being difficult, you take the person to the appropriate authorities or whatever to deal with the person.
But then it affects the kids too again.
But you're still going to be separated.
Yeah, you're going to be separated, no doubt.
Tommy,
but you want to have a mutual understanding where Tommy, you guys can co-parent together.
Yes, and if the person doesn't want to co-parent, you cannot fight. There's no amount of fight you can't do anything. The minute you realize that whatever it is you're doing is not going to give you any result, then there's no point doing it.
Right.
Sure. There's no point. You'll be like, say, you go fight. Then
to what end?
To what end? Then
bullshit. Come on, man.
So Lillian, so we're saying, how do we navigate these things? How are adults, because I don't want to call them spouse now because they are adults, how are we able to... I feel that everybody needs to go for self-awareness training.
Important.
It's very important, you know why? Because you just learn how to deal with situations and how to deal with people. Tommy, do you understand? See, sometimes I look at people's I see people doing things that are annoying, and then they post something on their status that defines them. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Have you not seen it?
You are shaking the serious table.
I'm telling you, people, you understand?
Yeah.
I read your status and I'm like, is this person mad?
You'll be like,
This is what you just did. And you are now pointing fingers at somebody else. So, but you know what I realized? They don't know.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness, because in their own mind or head, what they are doing is right. So they think that. So when I saw that, when I realized that, I just realized that this is the person I'm getting angry at. Am I not stupid? I'm the stupid person.
It becomes very easy when it boils down to self-awareness. If you're aware of your excesses, your lapses, you'll be open to get better. Another good avenue of getting better is AI. You know, AI helps today. You don't even need to go and send any cancer. I'm sorry.
But you don't understand. People need to understand
that they have a problem.
Everybody has a problem.
You need to identify it first.
See, everybody has a problem. The minute you say you don't have a problem, that means you're not ready. Everybody has a problem. So the minute you tell yourself you have a problem, you're saying, okay, what am I? And that's why I do a lot of self-assessment. I don't know how I got to this point. I did a lot of self-assessment. I intentionally want to work on myself. Not necessarily because of anybody, but for myself. The minute you tell yourself that, I can be better, you're looking for things. When people complain about certain things, I go back and say, am I really like this? And you hear me asking my close friends or siblings. So this person said, just like the conversation we were having, those kind of things that we're having yesterday when somebody said, those kind of things. And I'm asking you, Tommy, is it true? Am I doing this? That's self-check. Not, if you take I'm laugh, but that's me doing like a thorough self-check to say, am I really doing this? Consciously or unconsciously? You understand? So when you continuously do that, if you apply that to even the things you do, you just realize that nobody's worth your anger. Right. You can't allow people live in your heart and your head without paying rent for free. Do you understand? And then you're killing yourself. You don't sleep well.
You don't eat well.
You don't eat well because you're upset. You're not happy.
And they might even go about with their day normal.
Thank you.
Well.
So the minute you're able to,
that's one day wounding yourself.
You're wounding yourself.
That person is sleeping like
the person is sleeping. The minute I realized these things told me, it was a 360 change for me. And I just realized that I can easily do things from my heart. The person I'm upset with, I can tell you good morning. You might not be so we might be having issues. You understand? When I mean issues, I'm not the quarrel with you. I'm not the quarrel again. No. Do you know what I do? I box you. I put you in a compartment.
Boxing is not also 100% solution.
No, let me tell you.
It creates...
It doesn't create anything. I've analyzed the people that are important to me. Do you understand?
In this case, we're talking about the spouse.
No, I'm just saying how general. Okay. Do you understand? For friends, for family, for everything. You can box family members to me. Yeah. So I'm not saying you're not important, but you see, I'm not going to prioritize the things that concern you anymore. So just be in the box. That is you taking time to realize what you are going through. If you find out that, I'm the person who has hurt this girl, and you come back, and I feel that I still need that relationship, I'll let you back in. But if I don't need it, darling, you can just stay on the box. You don't need to go inside. It gives me sanity. And I found out that with that, I can send you messages on your birthday. No hard feelings. I can pray for you. No hard feelings to me. I know they carry anything from my heart. I'm not angry at you. I've moved on and I've forgiven you for whatever it is you have done to me. But you see those conversations that we used to have that used to cause problems, we will never have them again.
That makes sense.
Do you understand? So I'm even saying that if couples can actually sit down and understand that, okay, this thing we're talking about, see, what I know about marriage is that, see, finish, they enter. You guys have been together for so long, and you guys, maybe don't tire for each other. But if you think I know that it's not greener on the other side. I might lack some things now. The other person you are going to meet, the things where you think say I did bad, she get them. But the ones that I am good at that you have not experienced, when he hammer you, oh God.
Maybe they go find out now.
No.
Their body go tell them.
Their body go tell. So for everybody, you understand, it's. So when I talk to my friends and they tell me to rate my marriage, and I tell them on a scale of 1 to 10, I will rate it 8. They're asking me, how can? I say, see, let me tell you. I know this one. I know everything that. Do you understand? He doesn't get me angry anymore.
Because you've come to understand him.
I know
you
my
come to
way
understand
around
him
it.
before you love him.
Do you understand?
A man must love before he understands. Can you see the
Do you
difference?
understand my point? So, really, I have peace. If you ask me now, I have peace.
Because you choose to understand him. Which is why you have peace.
But that is what I will do with even with my friends. And I've walked around his flaws. So
Is that because
he
you
at
love
my
him?
age?
Or because you need your peace of mind?
That's self-awareness you talked about.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now, if I go somewhere else, am I willing to do this again?
Deep question.
Do you understand? Do I
Start
want
over
to?
again.
Do I want to start
Find
this
out yourself
find
again
out,
with this person.
or rather stay alone, baby?
Right.
Tell them.
Because it's a lot of work. So you find out that I'm using another 20 years to understand another person. And guess what? The things I'm used to right now, I'll now unlearn them and relearn new things.
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? And then I find out that, so I do a lot of rating. I have a lot of male friends. And the things that they tell me they do, and I laugh. I ask myself questions. If my husband tells me he does those things, will I laugh?
You go laugh.
You go laugh. Make I laugh?
You go laugh.
Don't you want make I laugh?
Your body gonna tell you.
So these are the things I ask myself every time. So it puts me in check. You understand? It doesn't mean you won't get angry. It doesn't mean, So I feel that these things I am doing is for my own sanity. So that's why I'm unable to understand. But again, everybody get within the worry. Everybody get within the fit take and within the not fit take. Do you understand? But is there a way to go around it as couples to have like a balance where everything is okay, and then if we still say we want to part ways, let's part ways. I can see you and shake you. I told me how far now your belly don't come or your girlfriend not they knock you well. Things like that. Do you understand?
Yes.
I don't. So if I've left you, I should be able to ask you about your girlfriend.
True.
That's how I see it. I really, are you sure you're not missing? I can't joke. I'm crazy like that, So, and you find out that you might just be very good friends.
Well, in this case, this self-awareness and boxing of it, don't you think you're just thinking about yourself? You're not thinking about the kids. What if that self-awareness you've been to establish and you don't understand what makes you happy and how you can, live through whatever you're going through? What if by extension, that decision you made affects your children?
How does it affect them?
In many ways, it can.
E.g., give us example. Let's
say for instance, now you've accepted that this is who your spouse is, and maybe you're not even happy about it, but you choose to accept it. You're always gonna be all in the house. Maybe you're not as vibrant and smiling in the house anymore. Like by extension,
that's not self-awareness, because if you're really self-aware, it won't affect your happiness.
Maybe I'm not placing it properly.
You're not placing it
I don't know
properly.
if you get what I'm trying to say.
So that means you're not self-aware. That means you're tolerating. You don't even know what you want. If
Okay,
you're
yes, that's tolerating.
That's tolerating, yes.
Okay.
Because for self-aware, you already know that this is what I can take.
Yeah.
But that person who is upset can't take it. She's pretending.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay. There's a thin line between tolerating and
self-awareness.
Yeah, because
you've
think
accepted that person for
you've
who they are.
Yeah. But guess what? You can be tolerating, but you're not happy, so you can't even function properly.
Exactly. That's
so true.
That's
you can't function properly. So you can't be self-aware and you can't function properly. It's
when
not
you're
possible.
self-aware,
you should
will
function properly.
Come on. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. You're okay. In fact, now the person will begin say, eh?
Better don't fuck up.
Ah.
Come on. People out there, may not find yourself. You go give them somebody.
So, Lillian, so what do you think? Yeah.
Okay. Before separating, I feel couples can walk around conflicts. They
Okay.
can. There are healthy healthy conflicts where we have active listening. When your partner is complaining about things, this now we keep the kids aside. For me as a counselor, I would suggest once they have repeated conflicts, they should go see a counselor, right? A therapist. But if I have clients like this, I will tell them, sit down, you talk, you listen. And when you're done talking, before you say anything, paraphrase everything she has said, just to be sure that he understood everything you said. Same thing with her when you're saying anything. So I think sometimes we are being defensive. These couples, when they are quarreling, they don't think about solution. It's about who will win. This is what I'm saying, and it must stand. And what you said about putting people in a box, it's not the same thing as stonewalling, but it's almost the same thing where you shut people out. So I used to be there. When I'm angry with somebody, I'm not confrontational. So I'll leave. That doesn't mean I'm happy. And just like you said, I can actually carry on with my life like you don't exist. And I'm happy. I'm happy with myself. But it's still kind of bad. You need to... No, I'm not saying being aware and putting people in the boxes, but I'm talking about stonewalling. It's... If couples are having conflicts and then one person shuts out, they use it... Some people don't know, but they use that as a form of control in that relationship. You're trying to explain things to me, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not talking. I don't want to hear you. So it puts you in that space where you want to talk, you want to reach out, you want to. I'm in control at that point. So some people that are manipulative, they use that to manipulate or control the situation. So when people have misunderstanding or have conflict in relationship, I think both parties should look at the healthy part of it. What are we fighting about? You're not my enemy. I'm not your enemy. We're fighting because of this, right? Okay, so what is the solution? So if conflicts are focused on solution, I think it will help couples. It will help relationship, help marriages better. But when we are thinking about, I said this, who win? Who will win? And in your head, and you know, women, we are emotional. So when we are having conflict with men can just say, what do we do in their head? Like, what's the solution? I'm tired of all this talking. But women, you must acknowledge our emotions first. Know that you hurt me. Did you hurt me? Once you say, oh, I hurt you, okay, then we can move around it. But I feel when it has to do with conflict, let's keep emotions aside and let's look at the solution. Then if your partner or whoever you're with keeps doing the same thing and it's reoccurring, that's when I can say, okay, if you see a therapist, it doesn't work, and that depends on the gravity, we all need to know our deal breakers. Because I shouldn't just follow what you have said, or you shouldn't follow what I've said. You are self-aware. And it might be that what you don't like is maybe a man that doesn't pick after himself. And you can say, is this my deal breaker? No, I can live with it. And you are happy. You're not fighting. My own deal breaker might be that the man snores. Do you understand?
The break. Want to snore. We want to snore. When we come back, we'll continue snoring.
Sorry, we'll wake up.
Oh, we'll wake up. We'll wake up.
Be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we'll connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Come on, man.
Welcome back. We went to snore. Now we are awake. Lillian,
Yes,
you say
please.
snoring is
a deal breaker to some people.
But if it's a deal breaker to some people, then why'd you get married to this person? I want to believe before marriage, you guys have spent time together.
It's not that time, but let never be now. Told me I saw you when you got married.
For better, for worse.
Told me I saw you when you
for trained. Better, for worse.
You say now all is your fat and everything.
Back major. She's sexy.
Okay, so Lillian, you were saying.
Okay, so we all have our deal breakers. So another thing that can actually make people to go their separate ways, couples, is when one party lacks empathy. Empathy goes a long way. You have to, in as much as we are fighting, put yourself in that person's shoes and understand. Sometimes people do things not because they have bad intentions. It might rub off as it's not nice in your face, but there's a good intention underneath. So once you have empathy, you can look beyond that person's flaws and look beyond this conflict and say, some people might just, imagine I'm coming to give you tea to drink with good intentions, and mistakenly that tea spilled and touched you. You are angry, you're clumsy, you're this. Look beyond that mistake and know that I had good intention. But once you can have empathy towards your partner, I think it will save us a whole lot of, we are fighting, who is better, and empathy goes a long way. And like Tommy mentioned, communication is number one. Once you can communicate actively and you can listen actively, I think it saves us a whole lot.
Yeah. Okay. Lily, I'm going to ask you a question. How long have you been married?
I'm divorced.
Okay.
Before you became a counselor after?
Yes, before
I become a counselor?
No, okay.
First off, let me ask the question. Do you want to answer?
Sorry.
Let me ask this question. Okay, you're
so
divorced.
Yes, I'm divorced. And
do you think that if you were a counselor when you were married, do you think you would have left your husband?
Yes, yes.
You still have left?
Yes, because
the deal breaker.
Yes, there was a deal breaker.
You still have left?
Yes.
Do you think you did anything differently, knowing now that you're really self-aware? Were there things that you did that you shouldn't have done?
Obviously, a lot. Okay, so backstory: I got married at 21, so I was young, and now I can talk. See me, I'm talking. Then I think I'm not saying I'm the holier than thou in that marriage, and he wasn't 100% at fault because he had his own temper, he had his own issues, but in a way I contributed because he liked someone that could talk, and the more I kept quiet, the more he was so angry. So if I...
Interesting. But that keeping quiet is annoying.
It's painful. From a man's perspective.
A man is trying to express himself and he wants to hear, and then what's wrong? What's the matter?
But
it's annoying now.
Let me say something. Now, this brings us to conflict. Conflict in...
You were telling us your story.
Okay.
No, I mean, I just need to buttress that part of it.
Yes, but I want to say something about conflict, yeah? It's also a trauma response. So when you grow up in a home where you see conflict as a way of shutting down. Like when you see conflict and you're like, my dad was a soldier, so it was. So he's a disciplinarian, right? And
that made you quiet.
Yes, quiet. So you see, so if the way I'm aware now, if it were to be then, obviously I would have communicated better. I think that was what was lacking communication. I would have said the reason why I keep quiet is because I don't like being confrontational. Even when I'm angry, even when I'm sad, I don't talk about my feelings. So,
and it has nothing to do with just something I grew up with because of my dad. You'd have explained better.
So now I know better.
Okay. So you think both of you were at fault?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. But you'd have still left?
Yes.
You said there was a deal breaker.
There was a deal breaker.
Okay.
So it's not. I don't think it was about the keeping quiet.
No, it wasn't about. No. There was a deal breaker.
Come on, not keeping quiet. Well, now that you said it's something you mirrored growing up. I mean, it's one thing you went through that made you be that way. Well, I'm not sure if you understood that's what.
But now that you're a counselor, you don't want to go back.
No,
you don't think you'll manage things better.
There was a deal breaker.
There was a deal breaker. Now I'm like you said, self-aware. I know myself better, and daily we strive to be better, right? And I think with my experience and knowledge, I should help people also to know how to navigate conflicts when there's no deal breaker. Deal breakers differs. So when you know that this thing I cannot handle it, you don't have to. I would advise you to sit down.
But but couples come with you with deal breakers, and you
that
try and make it work.
That depends if it's realistic. Sometimes we follow the crowd. Some women will say, if my man cheats, I would leave. I can tell you, 90% of the time, when their man cheats, they are still there. They are still there. So we follow the crowd. Oh, I don't want, if you try it, they are there. So ask yourself, I would tell my clients, be sincere with yourself. What is your deal breaker? Don't follow the crowd. What will make you leave? If you know that, oh, if it's a man calling me a slut, calling me this, that will make me leave, then don't stay. But not that everybody's saying, if my man does this, no, that's not their deal breaker.
Okay. Okay, so when you guys were partying, did it affect your kids?
Obviously.
Okay, so how did you handle that?
I think
it does. I mean, it still affects it.
It does. It obviously affects kids, but I think for that, we try our best.
Both
yes, we try our best. We try our best. I would say, because now they are still young. So when they are as they are growing, I can obviously know the impact. Now I can't really tell. Yes, they can be happy, you can buy them whatever they want, but when they grow older, you can understand the impact. They can tell you that this was how I felt when this thing happened. For now, we can't really tell, but we try our best to make sure
you guys
they're
are
comfortable.
co-parenting?
Let's leave that talk.
Okay, so you know why I asked? Because like part of the reason why this conversation was kind of heated yesterday, because like I said, I had some kids that, we spoke to, and the kids were broken because they were from broken homes, and a lot of them didn't have their father with them, and they were missing. You know that thing about the things you don't have are the things you miss. You know that thing that I've had friends that are divorced, and as the kids grew older, they started thinking that their mom, you know how parents can also manipulate children. So you hear the father saying, it's your mother that left, your mother didn't want to stay, your mother didn't have patience and all that. So you now find the children, because they don't live with the other person, the person just spends 5 minutes with them, and they're cherishing that 5 minutes. The person that stays with them becomes a problem. In fact, one of my friends had to say, you know what, people should go and stay with your father and experience him. Because I'm doing so much. So she sent them. Now when those children go stay with their papa,
they'll see the difference.
Their eye, open, reach back. Now don't they pick their papa call? I'm telling you. Now that my friend, she's a soldier. As in, but she's grounded. I said, babe, how you want to do it? She said, watch. She packed them like this. Oh yeah, to your father. You see that father that used to be very nice, when he comes, he will buy food. When they stay 1 week, 2 weeks. But man don't want to carry on now. 3 weeks. They stay. They started calling their mother, Mom, we will never misbehave again. Mom, we will never. She said, there's no need. He's your father. He's the love of your life. Stay there.
But when you say deal breaker, does it mean you can't forgive? Deal breaker.
No.
Or is that you can't live with it anymore?
Well, forgiveness has nothing to do with not acknowledging the situation. It's just so that you can be at peace with yourself and because you want to move forward. But when someone is doing things and they keep, even after saying, I'm sorry, okay, you say I've forgiven, and they keep doing it, obviously. So that's,
Okay, because I was coming from the angle where the person is probably asking for forgiveness, though it's your deal breaker, but the person is genuinely sincere and needs that forgiveness. Are you willing to step down and accept that person?
Well, if it has to do with cheating, for example, and this person is this cheating, you see, cheating. I don't think cheating is a mistake, but let me just assume that someone cheats.
Cheating is not a mistake.
Yes, really.
Please. Cheating can be a mistake.
Okay.
No. I must say, man, it can be a mistake.
First time.
This gender, this gender.
Second time.
It's planned.
This gender.
First time.
Okay, first time.
Second time.
Second time is intentional.
Third time.
Intentional.
Fourth time.
Intentional.
Fifth
And
time.
Intentional.
They have the same.
But first time can be a mistake.
And second time.
If it still be a mistake,
after the
second
first
time if it still be a mistake,
After the first one sweet you went back there. She dey give me scatter my brain.
Okay.
So, but really, see, I dey tell women, It is not the same, oh.
Right.
You know why I say it's not the same? You know, women when they're shouting, "What are you going to look for outside?" It is the same kidney that we have.
What if
The
she's not
same-
giving the guy the way he wants?
Exactly. So you see, this thing is, the person outside is giving differently. So when they come home, I've seen a man that when he's at home, missionary style. I don't know whether God now only for a house now God day, that's a bedroom now God day, where he cannot do anything. But he will not go out. In fact, one day he came back, there was a hickey, not the hickey bitey. The wife asked her what it be this. He said, "Na mosquito." Mosquito bite.
Mosquito on a kiss.
The woman was now monitoring to see. That's that's this thing. That thing has left. Oh, now so So I'm asking myself that the men. I think it's a topic. So I don't know why men think that it's okay to do it. But let me tell you,
no one ever said
Tomi
men
Duro
think.
no,
No.
Tomi
Let me correct that
Duro no.
notion.
Okay.
No one ever said men think it's okay to do it. No, we said first time could be a mistake. Second
So
time
what
maybe a
I'm
mistake.
let me
Third time,
rephrase.
not a
Uncle, sorry,
mistake.
uncle,
Third time,
let me
intentional.
rephrase.
But saying
Uncle,
man
wait
says
now.
cheating is okay. No.
Let me rephrase.
I'm a man.
Good. Let me now say it
Come
well
on,
for
man.
you to hear.
Uh-huh.
You see, when you people say it's different,
Yeah.
make una know say.
I've never said it's different.
I'm just saying, men. You say you are a man.
I'm a man, but I never said it's
and you are
different.
talking for men. So I want to direct it to you, men.
Okay, man.
Good.
Tell me.
When you people say, it's different, you people should also know that the wife will keep for house.
Yeah.
The way they give up, they want to experience.
Please stop that, please. Please experience what?
What can they?
What are they experiencing?
What are you experiencing?
I don't experiencing anything.
You're the one that say what are they experiencing?
What are they going to experience?
I will bring you out now.
They say, man. Man, now man.
Woman, a woman. Woman, a woman. Man, a man. But seriously, if you understand, the minute you begin to understand that, you see that thing you think you're experiencing, because the girl you're knocking outside, you understand, they do a different thing with her. That thing, one day with that thing, your wife go find and go somewhere else. Yeah. Yes.
Frank, I also think this, even when it has to do with being intimate, communication goes a long way. If a man can say, this is what I like, if you can tell your wife or tell your woman, this is what I like and how I like it, I think it helps, because they don't know that some of these men don't know that their women are actually freaky.
Oh, freaky.
Yes, they
Tell
are.
me, but see me when I'm freaky.
Oh my God.
Frank, stop now.
Lillian has put something inside me. She said, don't know that some women are see me when I'm freaky. In fact, Lillian continues.
Yes, they don't just want their husbands to see them in a certain way.
Why?
Because you know why? Men are quick to say, my wife, they've already painted their wife to be this Christian mother. My wife is holy, my wife is this. And when the women actually think of new styles or new things to try, they are worried.
Why?
Women are thinking of
Yes,
hot
they are.
styles.
Why?
Himba.
See, so you're thinking your husband will feel so. Why would you think your husband will feel?
That's why I say communication is
This
important.
is one reason why your husband is going out there to get that experience.
No, but how will she know?
Communication.
You
What's
see,
going on?
communication.
If you go and tell your husband,
But then again, there's
if
some
woman.
Franca, there's some communication. There's some wives you tell how you want it, but still they're not really. In fact, even to get the sex safe, no problem.
Then you say that some women
how
that refuse to give.
yes, but then you
BJs.
take her for counseling, because she needs to.
Which one be
Counseling,
counseling?
okay. I want
She needs to
give me
see a
that.
sex therapist. Yes, because some of these women. See, another thing you need to think about is upbringing. Upbringing. So
What does
so
that
when
have to do with giving your husband sex now? Come on.
no, I'm not saying no give.
I
Yes.
have a friend who has complained tirelessly. Say
That
wife,
no, they give
am.
BJ.
No, knocks now.
Okay. Because
Maybe
no, but some
maybe
women,
in 2 months.
some
maybe
women
in 2
not
months.
some women not they give
maybe in 2
BJ
months they
because
have
they're not
sex.
sabi.
Not even
give.
BJ sex. Maybe in 2 months they don't have sex, and then that kind of person now go out.
But funny enough, that
What
kind
happens?
Of, no, but that kind of person, maybe she come up from Christian home. They say not they too do.
They want me knee.
They say me not they too do.
You-
No,
why not
yes,
they
not
too
to
do
do,
wetin?
not to do.
Nah.
No, they say that not to do. If you do, the thing will expand.
They want me. Even if you expand, nobody man get them.
Oh my God.
Nobody man get them.
If you too do, it has
See,
to
these
be.
things
it
are
has to
happening.
be-
This thing. Nobody talk that time. We say person guys struggle with his wife for 3 hours before.
Yeah. From
she
10
finally
to
gave
2.
in. Why would a man struggle with his wife to have sex? Why?
Well,
And then he
there's
goes
a
out,
medical
and then he
condition,
goes out and
so-
sees someone who is ready to give to him, and then you get upset because he cheated. You caused it.
But he should try and communicate with his woman.
I'm sure he has been communicating to that woman.
Because some women, they have these issues. Really, they have medical
distracted
issues
you.
as well.
Tell me
I'm
about
sure.
freaky women.
I'm sure
Tell me about
he
the
has been
freaky,
communicating to that woman. That man you mentioned that struggled with his wife for 3 hours. I'm sure he has been communicating to that woman for over a period of time. Still, he has to struggle. Why should he struggle? And then when he struggles, eventually, when he finally gets there, he cannot really stay long because his anxiety has crept in, and then the fun is over.
Nah, aeroplane they
Are you
drive.
there? Were you there?
No,
Nah,
yeah,
were
I
you
mean, man,
there?
I can tell
In
you
the
for
aeroplane,
a fact
if they drive aeroplane, what you want to stay long there for? What if they stay long there? Now aeroplane they drive, aeroplane they fly.
Come on.
Tell me please.
Okay, let's come back to freaky.
Let's come up with freaky.
Well,
So women can be. You said so women can be
women
very.
are actually freaky, but I think the fear of I don't want my husband to see me as a
That
used
manner.
woman. Yes, that's why. But I think if husband and wife can actually be open to talk about how they feel, and how they feel in the other room.
You don't want to say something.
No, because
Lillian,
you know why?
See, Lillian.
No.
Leave that your church. Leave that your church. Your pastor is not watching.
My pastor
Make
is
you
watching.
even watch. She's a counselor now.
Exactly.
I'm talking as a counselor, right?
Yes.
If not, I wouldn't be talking about sex.
Come on. Even
But-
if you're not cancel, you're an adult. You can
but-
talk about
but-
sex.
No,
we're here
not
to,
like
we're, here
this.
to, we're here to help people out.
Not like this. But now men need to understand that their wives actually like it. Maybe how they also like it. But if they don't communicate.
Women haven't hit orgasm since they've been married.
Yes.
True.
Okay. So
Yes,
those are the
you
things
see,
we
these are
want
the
you
things.
to- yes.
You
They
know
don't-
them already
they
now.
don't know.
You know what I'm talking about now.
So
That's what I'm saying.
Since you brought
Tell
that
me,
up-
come and
since-
see me
since-
when I'm freaky.
Away.
It's not a way.
Since you brought that up, sometimes I don't think it's a man's fault the woman is not getting orgasm, just like you said. Fear of letting loose. I mean, you're married to become one. Why should there even be fear of getting loose in the first place? You find that some women who find it hard to even mourn when they're having sex with their husband.
I have a screamer in the house. I have a screamer in the house. This, you know you're a screamer. You're watching me. You know yourself. You're a screamer. I don't want to call your name. You're a screamer.
But Franca, do you know this happened in some relationship? Where the wife, I don't know, she probably, when guys they talk and you could just hear it kind of
You guys gossip.
Yeah.
I mean, not
They
men,
gossip.
I don't
Yeah, they
understand.
gossip.
You guys, I know they gossip.
Fill us in.
Feel that. Continue.
No,
No,
Tommy,
but-
tell us the things that.
Yes,
men-
just
tell
give
us
us
those
an
things.
idea
Give us an
so
idea
that
of
we
what these
can-
men complain about.
So, see, women just need to be.
Because all these things cause conflict. So you
Yes.
guys see, let me tell you what it is. So when they go and have these conversations, they don't want to tell you that they're angry because of sex. They don't want to tell you that because you're not doing this, you're not doing that. They're not making about you not put water for table. You not change the baby. That's what they now.
Intelligent to you.
Yes.
You know, men, see, sometimes men don't have to come out straight.
Yes.
So based on the anger they're having, that the little thing that comes there, they get irritated.
Irritated.
See this
See.
one. Now only you
Not
be.
let you be there. You're not
Right.
go knock me where you go see the misbehave.
You understand?
Yes.
Yet, if I go outside now, they go say I they cheat.
They go say they cheat. Meanwhile, you know they knock me where.
And this-
Women knock your husbands
I'm telling you, I'm telling
What
you.
say knock your husband?
Some
Go and
women,
learn
some
these
women,
styles.
some women will say, okay, they've gone since morning, they're tired, they come back. Okay, fine. We understand that you're tired, but still, you still need to. I mean, it's your job as a
Okay,
wife.
I will say something there, yeah? I know that, I know we want to blame women now, but let's not forget that the way a man gets, sorry,
I will help
my-
you. I will help you there.
The
Lillian,
way,
speak
the way
speak
men,
out.
the way men
I know what you're
get
trying
in
to
the
say.
mood
It's
is
easier
different
for men.
for women.
A woman
So you
has
have
to be cajoled from the beginning
you
when
have
she
to
wakes
put
up.
her in that
May they go
mood.
buy ice cream
In-
and wine
apart from
and
woman-
candlelight.
you know-
May they pour candle for the back of the woman. Oh God.
So man,
I'm taking you somewhere, Lillian.
Man, we don't get ginger. We go dey
Now that because
that's
now
why-
now because now they drink what be that thing that they drink?
Aloma bitters.
Alomo bitters. Leave. Lillian.
But I feel that's communication. Yes, it's very
Lillian, leave
important. I'll go there.
communication.
What I'm
There's
saying is,
something you avoid. You don't want to speak about.
when a man wants
What
to,
should we do? What should men do to
Yes,
arouse
that's-
women?
yes.
Tell us.
Well, there are so many things to do.
E.g.
You have to, first of all, you have to throughout the day be kind to her.
Okay.
You have to be
Mama,
involved.
make she talk now. Wait up.
You have to be involved
Yes.
in her day, in her life.
Okay.
Don't just come at night and then shift her pants. You have to be involved. You have to check up on her. How are you doing? You have to. Okay.
Auntie, can I say
Yes,
No,
please
she's
say
spot on,
something.
actually.
That shift pants is a style. Show you. Who they house?
Oh my God.
They call it
Franca.
Ude house. You know? Wow. Quickie. Is a star. Who they have? Tom, you think I don't know? You think I don't know? Please, that's a style. Sheep pants are style. Who they house?
Okay.
So
now
continue.
you have to Franca, oh God. So I don't know how you have this energy. So now, even when you come home, and I know nowadays women work, unlike before. You come back from work, you have to put the kids together. If you don't have kids, you have to get ready for work tomorrow. What are you doing as the man? Be talking to her. During all this process, be talking to her. I'm talking to you because you're a man. You tell your fellow men. Be talking to her. What's up? How are you? Do you need a foot massage? You know where you're going to. Just to put her in the mood. You talk to her. It makes her also, she would want to call those. She wants to come close to you. And at night, she knows her mind is prepared. And like I said, oh, Franca, stop looking at me like that now.
Franca, stop. Make she talk now. What's happening now? Men are listening there out there.
Did I say anything?
Men want to learn. You are interrupting now.
Did I say anything?
No.
You are calling my name. Meanwhile, we have just 2 minutes to conclude.
Welcome back to topic again. No, in fact,
I know.
No. In fact, this needs to be a topic different from navigating.
Okay, we should not put navigating conflict again.
Yeah, my guys. They complain for outside. They're para.
Okay, so please. We have 2 minutes, so you have to round up in 2 minutes.
So just try. And another thing, try to know your woman's love language. Know what will make her get in the mood. Don't just assume and talk. And again, when a man is no time. When you're active or when you are intimate with your woman, try to communicate. Try to. Some women don't talk, yes, but try to know what she likes. I think it helps her. And some men don't know. There's something I will say, but we won't come back to this topic.
Let's say.
There's no time.
There's time. 1 minute. 1 minute. Say it.
Why is it that the woman must be the one to be put in the mood? Why can a man not be put in the mood?
Because it's easy for men. You guys need to understand that.
What makes it easy?
Told me she wanted to say something.
Franca,
she has paused that one.
Don't worry.
Next session, talk about it. But what makes it easy for men?
I don't know. It's just your nature. You guys even wake up. You wake up feeling like it.
You wake up. You.
So okay, fantastic. I wake up feeling like it, and let me use me. And the man was. And the man was not me.
You're a man.
No, why would it be me?
Let's use you. You're a man.
No, I'm not using me. Okay, let's use me.
Okay.
I wake up in the morning and I'm in the mood, and then you are telling me I have to put her in that mood.
No, early morning. Early morning is different from.
Just make sure you cuddle.
Yeah. You don't know this thing, and you are calling yourself experience. Early morning,
Tell me
just
you
wake up now.
It's just
you did
Early morning, I just sleep wake up. So everybody is,
You know what?
Everybody is freaky. So we're about to. Have you finished?
I've finished. Yes.
You want to say something?
Yeah, so just advisable to ensure that in a relationship there's an open communication where both parties are listening, not that one party is speaking and the other person is not listening. I mean, let's us speak in the subtle environment when we know that we can communicate with one another. I think it's always best. And then try not to keep stuffs and get a lot of resentment, because that's in its own self destroys the relationship.
So we promise to bring back this set of people next week. Are you around next week? We promise to bring this same set of people to continue this conversation on jiggy. It's a freaky. Freaky,
baby.
Yeah.
You love me.
So please follow us on all our subscribe to all our social media handles. I'll subscribe at our YouTube handle official at Official Upgrade TV. And then please, you can send emails to us at council@vodaconsult.com. And also you can send WhatsApp messages to us on 081 80 384 663. Please, I said call while we're having the conversation, so you can, because when you send messages after the show, we can't really, we're already having heated conversations, so we can't begin to go into those messages. So please, it'll be wise for you to call when we're having the conversation, so everybody's listening and we can address whatever it is. Thank you. See you next week.